Hi, I'm Tom Russell with Home News Now, and I have the pleasure of spending some time this morning here with Pawel Ciach, who is the founder and CEO of Intiaro. Pawel, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Tom. Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir. It is always a pleasure. And Intiaro is now a name that has really very well recognized in the industry. But I don't think, Pavel, that a lot of people know about how the company got started.
So it's already almost 10 years since we
Yes.
started the company. And originally the idea came from the personal problem that I and my co-founder, Michael, we faced when we actually bought our condos for the first time and we were furnishing them each of us independently. And what we wanted to do, we really wanted to visualize many different options that we had to make a decision. And it was impossible. We ended in the end we hired interior designers to do it for us. But even after hiring them, they were able to provide us with a couple of crude renderings. And what they told us was, "Oh, you just have to trust us." And what we wanted many different options, visualize many ideas to select from. So we're already working, we're early adopters of mixed reality. We're working in mixed reality marketing, had a lot of experience with technology itself. And we figured, okay, we think this is a perfect use case for mixed reality. So we coined the term better than you imagine, which is still the tagline of our company. And that's how the company was started 10 years ago. So fast forward 10 years, and now we are nearly at 50 major upscale furniture brands and retailers, and almost all of them are based in the US.
You know, a lot of what we talk about at Home News Now is kind of what this means for our viewer, or whether it's in the wholesale side of the business or the retail side of the business. And I think retailers in particular, as you know, and I think you've all done some work at retail, at the retail side of the industry as well. They want to kind of know how this is going to benefit their end user or the customer. In sort of layman's terms, can you sort of explain, like when you're pitching a company on your services and technology, what is it that they want to kind of know, and how do you kind of communicate that to them?
Well, first of all, it's way easier when we talk to the direct-to-consumer or retail companies and the ones that operate e-commerce websites in particular are the easiest to explain. It all goes down to the better than you imagine slogan, which actually works. So the great thing about companies who sell online is they can immediately measure the results. And the results are there, basically. It's the image sells. There's no doubt about it. And depending on how good the image is and how well you execute on presenting different options and variants and how good you are about the UX of the experience, there's very tangible result. It gets very much more tricky when we deal with manufacturers, because when you think about it, it becomes, so there's the notion of B2B2C businesses. So B2B business that in the end, the consumer benefits. And in our case with manufacturers, it's even more, it's B2C business. The benefits are there. It's just that they're distributed across different parties. Consumer benefits, then retail benefits, and then in the end, manufacturer will benefit. But it's not so direct, like in an online store where the results are obvious. You immediately get differentiation with visualization. So the way we address it is we realize dealing with manufacturers, and most of our customers, by the way, are manufacturers, is that we need to work on the adoption by retailers too. And we're the first ones to do it. So we have our technology integrated with a lot of major retailers in the industry. And we also spend a lot of time working even directly as Intiaro with personnel on the floor of these major retailers to make sure we understand them, they understand us.
Are things that you can kind of describe that are important for a company that wants to work with you? What do they kind of need to know going in that's going to make them successful with your model?
So to your point, it is a partnership. Our relationships with customers are really long running, multi-year relationships. And we, first of all, we have to understand them. We have to be empathetic about their way of doing business and the fact that they're not necessarily the most tech savvy people. We need to understand exactly what they do. And in this office where I'm sitting right now, we have actually upholstery manuals, literally books lying around. People got to understand furniture and end to end in our company. On the other hand, furniture companies entering visual commerce space and digital tech altogether, they need to change a little bit because it does require some specialized personnel to run projects, to be able to collect all the data across different departments of the company, to do it accurately, to provide it in the format that companies like ours need. And then they need to work together with us to review the results, to make sure that they reflect of the actual reality of what is going to be shipped to the customer. So there's a learning curve for them. And what we observe, they accelerate over time. They start slow as far as their capabilities. And then each month they're getting faster and faster and faster. And that's why we encourage customers that haven't started yet, start small. Start building this, adding this capability to your processes. You will need them for visual commerce, but also for other digital initiatives.
Is AI disrupting this realm at all in any way? The modeling, the 3D, I'm just curious because I'm wondering if companies are trying to do some of this type of activity or presentation, I should say, in-house.
So first of all, we are a tech company. We are not a hype company. So we are all about providing value to our customers. So as far as AI, in our case, we've been using it for a very long time now in many different aspects of what we do behind the scenes. So you can think about AI in this front-facing AI, marketing AI capabilities to customers, but you can also think about AI as a tool that helps you. And it does help us in many, many different ways, in software development, in 3D processes, and other onboarding processes with our customers. To answer your question directly, the current progress as far as AI mostly revolves around large language models, multimodal models, but they are not so proficient as far as 3D assets creation. We do use them in some contexts. They do speed up processes a little bit, but it's not like level of magnitude improvement in these processes. So there's no silver bullet. There's no magical tool that creates 3D assets. There is interesting progress in lifestyle image creation, which we are embracing now with our new product, AI Photo Studio. There are interesting things going on there, but they don't really address some of the matters that we address with 3D technologies, such as to recreate the product accurately without hallucinations as far as visualization. So AI can't do it. The AI models of today will hallucinate. So in order to do it right, you need a hybrid approach where you use the combination of AI and other technologies.
Well, you just mentioned a very interesting development for you, for Intiaro and your clients, the photo studio. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
As I said, we didn't jump on the bandwagon of AI hype immediately. We wanted to, we're always about the value.
Yes.
The actual use case for our customers and the actual industry specific use case that cannot be addressed with a very, very generic technology. So we see a lot of attempts at generating visualizations with generative AI in the project, and we were looking into it for quite a while. And all of these approaches pitch this idea that the photography of the old days doesn't really matter. Now we will generate everything, etc. Our take on this matter with AI photo studio is different. We think our customers' investments in traditional photography, millions of dollars spent over the years.
Yes.
It's a fantastic asset that they can capitalize on. So what we will come up with during the High Point Market now is the approach that builds on the legacy content of our customers, uses AI and 3D technology that deliver the results that can meet the high-end brands' expectations. We don't believe the generative AI, at least the way it is offered today, can meet these expectations. These are high expectations. So in a nutshell, what AI Photo Studio is you can build on years of investments of in photography, generate content at a massive, unprecedented scale, according to your needs, according to your partner's needs, but you can still maintain the total control over your brand image. You can avoid the typical risks of AI associated with AI, such as hallucinations. You don't want to hallucinate on your product. You want more control, but you want the scale at a lower cost. This is what we will deliver. I think it has a potential to revolutionize product photography overall in this industry, maybe even in other industries.
We were excited for Intiaro and look forward to hearing more developments and of course seeing you folks at market. Again, this is Tom Russell with Home News Now. I had the pleasure to speak with Pawel Ciach, CEO and co-founder of Intiaro. Thank you again, Pawel. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.